I do? I make mistakes all the time. What's going on, everybody? Justin Schwartz here, coming at you from the DJ's Guru studio. It is, always got to look at my phone, Thursday, February 10th. It's 8:02 p.m. Eastern time here in New York. And I want to welcome everybody down to the DJ's Guru Hangout. We haven't done a Hangout in quite a while. Episode 15. And tonight is very special because we're welcoming back our co-host, my former co-host. He's always my co-host, though, in heart. We always bring him up. We always talk about him. Mr. Jason Longoboardo. We're going to bring him out in just a moment. But I wanted to say hello to everybody watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Drop your comments. Say hello. We always want to engage and talk to everybody out there. We're going to go over a lot of cool stuff tonight. But I think it's time to bring out the whole reason why I titled this, Welcome Back, Jason. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring the man out right now. Are we ready? Hey!
I feel like I should have walked.
Jason?
I should have walked onto screen for that.
You should have, right? When you need like an afro, like Mr. Cutter.
Listen, hold on. Before you give it away, I think the first person to comment where that's referenced from, you give him a sticker or something.
Yeah, I mean, all right, sure.
Play a little trivia.
I love playing trivia. That's so. What song? What am I referencing with this "Welcome Back, Jason" thing? I had this idea the other day, and I just went with it, and I did some bad Photoshop. Jason made fun of me, but I think
the whole
it's
"Welcome Back" thing too. I feel like I was like away at rehab or something.
Look at the back. Look at the background. I got a blackboard, right? And I got your face covering Mr. Cutter. I got Horshack in there. I got what was his name? Espez?
I don't remember.
Barbarino. Good stuff.
That's who I am.
So Jason.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you. As always, you take.
By the way, which one am I?
You're a busy guy.
Which one of the three Hansons am I? Or am I the fourth, bastard one?
Well, you're their touring DJ. You open for them.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. So okay.
Yeah. You open for them on a very hectic schedule. People don't know 90s music's coming back hard. So Hanson has been in big demand lately. Their one song that they've had, for all these years is really in demand. And
you're going to get me sued. They're going to be like, "Who's this guy claiming he's our tour DJ?"
It's going to get out. Yeah. It's all good. So anyway, have you been, man?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm exhausted, but I'm happy to do this again. So it's important. And I'm glad to be back. And I've been keeping up. I've been watching all the shows and they've been great. So, I mean, but I got a new job, a new job, health insurance.
What's up? Shout out to Switch. My other guy that we like to bring on a lot, I think it's cool that I have the opportunity to work with some good people that I can get along with and do the show with. And no one wants to just listen to me for an hour. Honestly, I don't want to listen to me for an hour. So it's nice to have, that 2-person thing going on and have a conversation. And I said before, we talked this morning, and I said, man, I wish we were live right now. We were killing it earlier today, but
sometimes we should just do that. We should just click the camera on when we're just talking, or at least record it.
I think that's a good idea. So
there's a lot of
shit talking. Let's talk a little bit about, Jason. Other than being a touring DJ, other than
within the state of Connecticut,
being my speaker expert and my pro audio nerd. Jason
I'm your
also
Robin to your
is
Howard.
A very accomplished private events DJ and nightclub DJ as well. So
easy with the
nightclub. Right now you're in Connecticut.
Yep.
Right. Hi, Jason. I'm Justin. Nice to meet you. Where are you, in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in Connecticut. I'm in New York. We're in the Northeast. In the Northeast here, it's kind of the slow season, right? We're kind of getting ramped up for 2022. You're taking and fielding calls. Tell me, give us an update. How's 2022 looking? The virus scared us all with Omicron, big popcorn fart.
Optimus Prime. Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you,
I don't want to
most
learn the
guys.
whole Greek alphabet. So let's
No,
you know
neither do I.
let's
Hopefully, it's over once we get through all the Greek alphabet. At the end, then it'll be like we got nothing
yeah.
left. So, um,
But things have seemingly calmed down, gotten back to where things are back to under control, right?
right.
Things have dropped drastically. We're good in a sense. Things are hoping to get back to I feel like deja vu from last year, but back to normalcy, right? And I didn't hear anything about cancellations from a lot of people. So, things are moving forward. I'm in the nightclub events world. Things are moving forward. No one's worrying about it. They're looking forward and saying, let's schedule this stuff out for the year. So,
Well, people are
how's
just
your
fed
private
up. They
events
can't.
world looking?
They're fed up. They were sick of moving things 2 or 3 times, or losing a location, or losing a vendor of some sort. According to my accountant this morning, 2021 was pretty good, which I was happy about. But the better it is, the in that regards, the more tax I got to pay. Ugh. So it was 2021 was good. I think everybody in the Northeast got used to whatever restrictions might have been implemented, and they were making their event to kind of fit within that. And anybody that wasn't felt comfortable or didn't want to be out, they didn't go. So there was no more the 350 person weddings as often. It was more like 75, 100 people, different locations, people's houses, outside venues, wineries, breweries, things like that. But 2021 for me was kind of a normal year as far as doing events. During the summertime, I did a lot of live streaming stuff. The schools and the institutions really didn't like in person. So graduations and ceremonies like that, we were doing live streaming. But that was really a learning experience, and there was some money to be made. 2022 it's looking solid. I'm hearing feedback from my guys that I talk to on a daily basis that they're already booking into 2023 and 24 at this point, because 22 is already, we're still making up for gigs that were pushed back. Right now it's a little slow, but the weather up here has been crazy. And for a mobile, wedding DJ and stuff like that, January and February are reset time, vacation time, get your paperwork right, get your contracts in order, get your gear situated so that, April, May, and June, you're rocking and rolling. Like, now's the time. Get your van inspected, change the tires, oil change, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what you should be doing now.
If you're not working, like we have people down in Florida, we were just talking, I had an order come through the djeventgear.com website, guy down in Florida. Thank you for that, by the way. And, California and a lot of places down in the southern states where they have seasons, right? As far
I don't
as
think
private
so.
events. Because I know a couple customers in Arizona, they have wedding seasons where even though it's warm all year, there are
Right.
periods where they just don't have them. So,
Or it's less hot. So we're looking at it where it's less cold, and some places are looking at it where it's less hot. So
yeah, well, that's true. That's true too. Exactly. Well, that's why I bring it up, because we're not just talking to people from the Northeast here, but but you certainly are. And
right.
it's funny because last year we talked about, like, so what now? I remember we did a show, and I'm like, you guys and girls are going to be working on like weekdays. I'm telling you, you're going to see it. And has that happened for you?
It did for a little while, and from the network of people that I talk to on a regular basis, I was seeing that stuff going on. The multi-op companies were definitely pushing harder for that because they have a lot of guys to employ, and a lot of overhead. So yeah, it was, if you really wanted that entertainer, you would accommodate his schedule as well. So if you couldn't do it on a Friday or Saturday and it had to be a Sunday or a Thursday, that was happening. Or if you really wanted a venue and you wanted it on a specific time of year, but they can't give it to you on a Friday or Saturday now, maybe you're looking for Thursday or whatnot. So it was happening for a little while. And again, I'm not the end all be all of what's going on the beat of the street. I mean, I do my gigs and I talk to a lot of people. I can't really talk much about, like you said, the other areas like down south or on the West Coast. But I think that the guys that are really make a living from this, they're working and they're doing everything that they can. And, the pivot has turned into, more permanent. And I see guys doing a lot of different things, and it's awesome. So it's going to take a lot to mess with our industry. I mean, every culture in the world is, uh, how do you say it? Like they're glued together with two things, food and music, and you can't take those two things away. So we were down for a little while. Maybe some people got some rest. Maybe some people worked a little harder during that time, but it's not going anywhere. And it's going to be different, but every couple of decades things change. So it is what it is.
The situation that happened with the pandemic, it's generally a 2 to 3 year period, until you really get back to normalcy, based on the last few that we've had, and then going back to Spanish flu. But I think we're over the hump. It's just the climate feels different here in New York. In New York, I think we had a mask mandate that was put back, and we're at the point now. Like I would say 80% of people are actually wearing them now in stores. So people are just like, and no one's enforcing it. So
Yeah, I mean,
not to say
do
that's a
you?
good thing or a bad thing. It's just the people have seemed to calm down a bit and be less afraid and more willing to just be normal. You
Right.
know what I
And,
mean?
and, and we need bars and venues and stuff because people are going to start losing their minds. I mean, look what what's happening with crime and everything too. I mean, that's spiked, and everyone has their excuses. But like, take away luxuries from people, and they're going to start going nuts. It's it's got to be a part of it too. So give people things to do.
Yeah. I'll tell you, in the cold months here, it's normally 3 years ago. It's tough to get people to go out in January. It's really tough, especially ladies. It's tough to get them to go out when it's super cold and you just spent 2 years not going out or doing anything. You know what I mean?
Man, I remember standing
Um,
online in the snow waiting to get into Sound Factory for 2 hours in a
it,
t-shirt because I didn't want to
it's
coat check my coat.
it's a very different world in this area. In the nightclub world. I'll say that. So it's all about being creative. It's all about trying to find. For me, obviously I run a whole other business, but I work with people where I'm producing events now, and it's all about trying to find the right opportunities that you can maybe build with and have some control of and grow into.
Right.
Not necessarily trying to find the one off that's going to pay you the most every time that you never go there again. For me, I'm
Well, it's
looking
it's
at the long term of things because there's so much difference right now in the world, and the way that these events are going. I'm not a wedding DJ, you know what I mean? So I will pick up a private event here and there if I feel like doing it. But for me, I get excited about doing house music type big
right.
big parties.
Well, listen, you
Uh,
said it the best. It's all about um, booking. So in the past, there was things that were at abundance. So maybe dates were abundant, maybe product was abundant, surplus of everything, access to everything. And what's changed, even for the sales side of things, you sell equipment, I sell equipment, and then we do events. So now the main focus is booking. Book the stuff so that you have things coming in as opposed to just waiting for stuff to come in because everything was at abundance before. Whether that means being more proactive with cold calling customers for events, or following up with warm leads, getting back in touch with clients that they might have given you oh yeah, in 2 years we're going to do a bar mitzvah, so now reach out to them. So it's all about the future booking. Book your products, book your dates, book all those things, because that's how people are making money now. The people that worked the hardest during 2020 got all the bookings in 2021. And all of the people that are getting the bookings in 2022 were working hard during 2021. So everything is not just going to be handed to us anymore, whether it's in events or if it's selling product. So now the goal is future bookings so that as things come in, you're getting them, not you're waiting for it to happen. So future bookings is the key.
and I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of what the when I started this company, the DJ's Guru, we talked about it. I knew I had an idea and a vision. I wasn't really sure how the painting was going to come out, and I've kind of gotten to the point now where I understand the model of what I have here and how it runs, and I'm going to kind of go through that later. But it's all about adapting to today's world, today's customer, whether they're buying a product or whether they're buying a service from you.
Right.
It's all about adapting to the way that they want to do business nowadays and connecting with them and not outwardly selling, with an agenda. People
Right.
turn that off so quickly nowadays. And I'll tell you, relationships are everything. Relationships are everything. So, speaking of relationships, Mr. Jason Longoboardo. So, part of the reason why we haven't had you on much lately was, the DJ's Guru is something that is not connected with any retailer other than myself, obviously. It's not connected with any brand. I don't take any money from anybody. I'm an independent company. And when you were coming on, you were working with a company that wasn't really in my industry, so it was fine.
Well,
And
it wasn't. It was in
you
the
are,
industry. It just wasn't in the channel. That's all.
yeah, right. It was a different category, I guess, and it wasn't something that really competed against what we were talking about, or
Right.
you
It
know,
wasn't retail ready products.
yeah. So we always want to come off as, we always want to make sure we're being unbiased and we're not favoring anybody because I'm friends with this guy or friends with that
Right.
guy.
Right.
Luckily for you, I've always liked Mackie, so it's good. I'm glad when you said Mackie, I was like, all right, I can get behind that. I can help
Well,
out
and the other
Jason.
thing too is I do get a lot of like messages every now and then. They're like, "Why are you so important to Justin and the DJ's Guru?" They're like, "You're just some guy that works at a DJ company in Connecticut." And I'm like, "Well, there's another side of the industry that I've been working on for 20 years, and that's product sales." And whether it was working for a rep firm or working direct for a manufacturer or being on the OEM side of business, it's always what I've done. So I'm the behind the scenes guy for all of these companies, and Mackie is where I've recently landed because I've had history with them. I was
All right. Well,
their independent rep before, so
first of all, congratulations.
woo-hoo.
So congratulations to you. I know it's a really good move for you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy that you're happy with it. But for people that, like you said, Jason's just a DJ. And I hate that, just a DJ. But
People
Jason
say it all the
is a
time.
mobile DJ, right? We don't know that he has his whole other gig, right? So for someone on a consumer level that might not understand the how a company like Mackie works. Obviously, your role is not assistant to the regional manager. I'm making a joke there, but
No, that's
tell
my
us, like,
favorite line.
what
It's the greatest TV show ever is The Office, so
what
I
is
respect it.
what is your title, and like tell us what you do
So I'm the
for
Eastern
Mackie.
Regional Sales Manager for Mackie, and so that I cover all of the accounts that resell and distribute Mackie products from Miami to the northeast part of Canada, all the way out to the Mississippi. So I handle everybody on the East Coast.
And what does that mean? And what do you
What is
do? Like, what did you do today?
mostly talk to you all day. Um, I'm the broker. I'm the, let's say, for instance, your DJEventGear.com needs to get products. Well, you don't just call the warehouse of Mackie and get product. You have to have a connection with somebody that works for the company and, negotiates the pricing with you, works out all the shipping options, talks to you about new products, trains your staff on the new products, works with you on marketing decisions, and then on the other side of it, handles all of the cleanup and the mess. So pretty much I'm the guy between the retailer and the warehouse.
How's that going for you?
It's what I've always done. So it's just in a different capacity this time. In the past, it was an independent role where I worked for multiple brands in a smaller territory. Now I work direct for the manufacturer in a larger territory. So for me, all I really needed to do to get reacquainted was give me a new price guide, send me an updated dealer list, and give me a half a day to review the new products, and I'm gonna hit the ground running. So
It's kind of funny. It's almost like Mackie had a crystal ball before the pandemic because when we went to NAM in 2020, they had already started making announcements and putting some stuff out there, but you saw a whole new category of stuff coming, and it wasn't wasn't what you were used to seeing from Mackie. It was more in the realm of studio and recording and podcasting and streaming and things like that, and content creation, which what do I do? What my main thing nowadays is content creation. I try to market by educating and by I don't want to tell you this is great. I want to show you that it's great, and
Right.
that's kind of how I do it. So it took me a year to figure out all the stuff that I needed, what was the best for what I needed, what worked, what didn't, and I was fortunate that you got that you got this role because as Mackie has seen us, well, seen me do this, they were
Well, hold on,
very
before you even get into that, you brought up a really good point, and I want to touch on that because I think people need to hear this. You said that Mackie kind of had a crystal ball. So
yes,
there's two perspectives that people can come at with that. They're like, well, it's just another company that's going to make whatever products they, a Me Too product and just put it out there. Why is it that's so much different? And the reason why they started going in that direction, and it's primarily the reason why I even reconsidered coming back. I didn't need to leave my last position. I was approached, and it was a long decision, and I genuinely accepted because of that crystal ball. And Mackie has nothing to prove in powered speakers and analog mixers. Zero to prove. I mean, they've been killing it with these products for 30 years, whether it's a 1604 mixer, an SRM 450, or even a Thump 15. They have zero to prove in that realm. So everything they make is kind of like, at that point, it's you keep filling the void in the industry for those products and that price point. But then it's like, well, what can we do to, one, keep our old customers interested and adapt to what's going on in the world? And when the world shut down for private events, whether it was DJing or musicians performing, other companies sat back and was like, well, what are we going to do? This company was saying, this might not go back to normal. So we need to have products for more people and what the event world and the event space is going to look like. And that's when they started creating more accessories, more microphones, more headphones, more content creation, USB products, more interfaces. Have they changed any of the stuff that they make as far as mixers and powered speakers? Yeah, every year they get better and better. They get lighter, they get a little bit less expensive, they get a little bit more powerful, they get better sounding. But again, that's an area where they're not trying to prove anything anymore. Now, Mackie's coming hard in that content creation, and we're starting to captivate new and up and coming people, just like a DJ company would try to captivate the next DJ by making a $200 controller and $300 speakers. Now we're looking at it as like, there are $1 million YouTubers. There are people on Twitch with millions of followers that are playing Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite. How can we get that business? Because most of those products are just like throwaway consumer junk most of the time. So it's like speakers in that realm, headphones in that realm, microphones in that realm that are the next step up. If you're going to be a YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of followers, you're not walking into Best Buy and buying a microphone for $99. You need pro products that are designed for consumer use so that you don't need to go to college to learn how to use them. And that's exactly what Mackie's doing, and they're killing it. And I'm glad to be on that train.
Before we get into what I have on my desk here and what Mackie was gracious enough to work out with us for video content, is this really cool product that we were just kind of talking about before that I will be buying because I definitely need it, and it was just released by Mackie. They just made the
Like 3
announcement on
weeks
it.
ago.
Yeah, I think it's going to start hitting our shelves very soon. We're excited about it, but it's essentially a podcast streaming mixer that, like, if I was doing a podcast right now or a live stream, I would have it right next to me. Tell us a
Right.
little
Well,
about it real quick.
typically somebody that's starting a podcast, they're not, we all can't be Joe Rogan. We all can't just step into a $300 million contract and get sponsorships for microphones and have a studio producer and all those other things. But people have content that they want to put out there, whether it's, somebody reading poetry or somebody with a cooking channel. And they're like, all right, what do I need to do to be able to get this sound into my computer or into a mobile device with the least amount of training, possible. And if you look at this mixer versus anything else that Mackie's ever made, it doesn't look anything like a Mackie mixer, because we're not trying to have it be, this is an engineer that's podcasting, this is a DJ that's podcasting. This is for your mother that's podcasting, or your cousin that's, walking around filming, birds outside and streaming that stuff. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing. So they made it very user-friendly interface. Like, this is the button to turn up the volume of the speaker. This is the button to turn up your headphones. This is the button to make my microphone sound better. And these are the in and outs that you could recognize: a headphone in and out, a USB-C in and out. So all of those things, they're really gearing it towards somebody that wants to get into this realm, but doesn't have the training that somebody like you or I have. And at the price point, it's, it's a no-brainer.
You said earlier, another cool thing this mixer does, I use a Shure MV7 microphone, kind of has everything built in, and I just connect a USB into the computer. So when I play that music, which I get so excited about in the beginning, let's put on something else. On. Oh, I love it. Woo! But it has to go through my microphone, right? So it doesn't sound so great. So you're telling me that with the Mcaster, I can actually go out of a headphone output or whatever and go directly into this mixer.
Yeah,
and then get
so whether you're
line
feeding
input.
Yeah, so if you're feeding a regular line input, whether it could be an instrument, it could be a playback device, it could even be your phone. You want to dial in a caller and have them come through, and it's not like you're holding the phone up to the microphone. It's going to come through. You can adjust their volume and your playback in your headphones. It has mix minus, so you're not getting like this loop feedback in the room. It's going to play what you want to hear. And, it's essentially this under $250 product is allowing you to have a broadcast studio, which would back in the day cost $100,000 to have a board that could do something like that.
When I first started doing these shows, I thought I needed to get a Roland VX4S, a video mixer, audio, like the whole thing. And, we're talking about like a $2,000 mixer.
Right.
I almost bought it, and like 2 years later, glad I didn't. And now you have something like that really essentially will do exactly what I needed to do. Because
pretty much
my computer's doing everything else, and this platform that I use here. So
I was watching one of your videos this morning. So you did the RCF 910A in like a catering hall where you push the limits of that speaker
VFW,
in an actual catering hall.
Veteran of foreign wars.
Okay. So super cool concept. You're not in your studio. You're in the environment that the person that's shopping for this product is going to be in. Now you could take that Mcaster, you could connect it USB-C to a standard cell phone battery pack that you charge your phone, and you can connect your cell phone to it. And now you can stream live from that venue, and you can have a little lavalier microphone plugged in, on your shirt right into, it could be wireless or straight wired in. And now you're on site. You don't need your laptop. You don't need a power supply. You don't need anything else. And now you're streaming, and it doesn't sound like you're just talking through the microphone on your cell phone or on your laptop. So again, it's designed to be in your studio, and then you could take it on the road. So while I was watching that video, I was like, oh man, he could have had the Mcaster at that event, and you could have been.
What's funny is because I've been really ambitious with these videos lately, and I've been renting out halls to do them. I am spending money to do reviews. Okay. Like I don't do these things for free. It's a lot of time and effort, and I'm renting these halls out because for 16 years, 17, 18 years on the phone before I started doing content, 16 years. I want to see it. How can I see it? Where can I see it? I want to see it. All right. Yeah. The video from blah, blah, blah is great, but it's in their demo room. It's completely pitch black. Of course it looks good. They have fog, right? We want to see it in real world. So that's why the first one I did was
just imagine this. You're listening to a speaker in a room with 50 other speakers. The sound pressure levels from the speaker playing the music is going to react with all of the speakers that aren't turned on. So it's not going to sound the same in the demo room like it is when you just have two speakers in a catering hall. So you doing those videos,
that too.
People don't realize like that's massive.
It's a super ugly place, but I mean, really, who cares?
That looked like every single venue I DJ in every weekend.
I know. I mean, it doesn't get more authentic than a Night to Columbus or a VFW. I mean, that's like that. Actually, I used to love doing events there rather than the more expensive places, because I knew the people were kind of are like no frills kind of people. You know,
it's going to
it
be
would always be a
400
more
Bud
relaxed.
Lights and jumping off the
Yeah,
stage. Yeah.
always be like you get paid about the same, and it'd be such a more relaxed environment, and not so like hoity-toity. And I love those types of parties. I'll be
The
honest.
only thing that
Whenever I
stinks
saw
about those
Knights of
places is
Columbus,
the power.
I'd be like, all right, I
The
like that. I'd
power is
rather go
always
there
terrible.
than Leonard's of Great Neck or something like that, where they're like,
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
roll your cart on the marble. Like, okay.
I've done venues where you had to put painter's tape down on the floor first, then lay your cable, then put gaff tape over the painter's tape.
I'm gonna shout out to the Lombardi's family here on Long Island. They have like a lot of rules like that. Great place, love them, but yeah, they don't like you on their marble. All right, real quick, we have some people watching, believe it or not. And if you are
my
here,
setup, I don't have the comments
say
up. I can't see any of the
hello.
comments.
Drop your comment. Let us know where you're at. Let's say hello to Jeffrey Dubia. Are you smoking a Dubia right now? He loves his Mackie SRM 550s. And guess what, Jason?
Yeah.
His SR18s pound as well.
You know what? The
Yeah.
the SRM 1850 subs have to be the lightest sub 18-inch subwoofer I've ever picked up in my life. Unfortunately, the SRM 1850, 550, and 650 are gone, and it's replaced with SRM V class now.
That thing used to be $799, $699,
and it weighed like 40 pounds.
$699. It was a good value. Jeff said he's a Mackie fanboy.
I haven't yet to heard about
that a lot.
All right.
I don't hear that a lot, but I think
I don't hear that a lot either, man.
I'm a fanboy of a lot of their stuff. You know, I'm already dating other speaker brands a little bit more, but you know, whatever. I'm a single guy now. Let's say hello. Oh wait, damn it, my man. What's up, Switch? How you doing, brother? I'm gonna be emailing you those assets. I didn't forget about you.
What did I say about him today? I just love looking at his face. Like he's just like
he's so handsome,
such a likable guy.
Yeah, he's the man. And he says 300 million is how I started.
Because I said Joe Rogan. You know, we all can't be Joe Rogan at the start.
That's not true. I started with $10 in a dream. Love it.
What kind of dream?
Oh, he said, haha, I wish. Jeffrey Dubious. He wants to be smoking a Dubia. What's up, Mike? Welcome, Worcester, Ohio. You know, I've been getting a lot of calls from Ohio lately. What the hell's going on with Chappelle? He's losing it out there, Ohio. He was in the news yesterday.
Listen, yeah, Chappelle, he's an unstoppable force. I'm a huge comedy fan, so anybody that gets upset over stand-up comedy, don't talk to me.
No, I know. I love him, and I'm on his side with the last whole thing. Like, I watched that special like twice, and I'm like, no, you're not listening. You're hearing things the way you want to hear them. Like, he's not, you know.
Listen, give me $100 million, and I'll let you cancel me every weekend. Just cancel.
Oh, Michael, what's up? Yo, we've got a new brand of cable called Square Cable, and Mike.
You say we like I have it.
Let us know how you liked it. Drop your comments down below. But we worked with a cable company and have some really cool XLR and DMX stuff coming. It's got cable ties built in. Yeah, I know we're talking about cable. Very exciting, but
no, cable ties built in gets me hot. I want some.
Well, they're actually pretty cool. It's called Square Cable. I'm going to be putting packages up at djeventgear.com. If you go to djsupply.store.com, that's another little project I'm working on. I'll just drop the link in now. Why not? Square Cable is listed on there. Go check it out. But that is a website that is about ready to launch. Use promo code SAVE. How you like that?
Save.
Yeah, Mike used it. Oh, Mike, something happened. You got that cable way cheaper than you were supposed to, but I hope you enjoy it. There was a problem. I don't know what happened, but
he's gonna be posing like with his DJ pictures with the cable. Like guys hold the turntables up. He's gonna have the cable.
I'm pretty sure we paid him for that order, but it's okay. You got to test the systems, you know. That's how you do it. You got to do a live test. What's Switch saying? Jason, just admit you've got a crush on me. It's all right, man. I'm flattered.
I said that like 100 times in the last podcast that I have a crush on him.
Well, Listen, we're very fortunate to have great people that tune in, and I think it's going to lead me to. We're going to go real quick. I'm gonna actually jump around a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about myself here and our company, and it's you're going to be brought into the conversation, Jason, because we've talked about this on the air before here about the conversation I had to you when everything changed for me in my life, work wise, and it wasn't planned. And one day I didn't have a job, and I
That
had
didn't
this
last
idea
very long, though. Good
brewing in
job.
my head. I wanted to do more content. I wanted to be more outward and connect more with my customers on a different level. So concierge sales was something that it's like a newer term, and I realized that I've been doing it my whole life. I've always done concierge sales. And what does that mean? Concierge sales, quite simply, just means that I have no agenda when you call me. I have zero agenda. It's you're in charge as the customer, right? So you're gonna call, you're gonna say, I need A, B, C, D. What's your recommendation? What do you have? I don't have any agenda. I'm not sitting on $2 million of inventory. I'm very flexible and nimble right now with the way that I have things set up. And I have access to a lot of stuff. And I'm able to really listen to the customer. Number one, I like to build a relationship. I like to kind of know who they are, what they're doing, where they're looking to go.
Let me tell you why it's really important. And I'm also a shopper too. I've always been. And I think that that's always been leverage for me in my career is that I consider myself like, why would I want to buy from this person or this product? There, even though we think that there's not a lot of product out there, like, oh, there's only a limited amount of, companies within pro audio and DJ, there's so much. And when you go to any reputable website to shop, it's overwhelming. You have to spend hours on a website to sift through, all of the different wireless microphone options. There's different capsules, there's different frequencies, there's different, it's dual band, it's single band. And then it's like, controllers and software and speakers, and the speakers are 12 and it's a 15. So not everybody has the privilege of living this all day long every day like we do. So I wouldn't want to just go on a website and then have to rebuild a whole sound system or start a new sound system with no guidance. And yeah, every now and then there's like a little thing that pops up and it's like, hey, this is Chad. How can I help you? And you're like, hey, Chad, I need a controller. And it's just a bot that's like, bling, and it goes to like a Pioneer controller.
Hey,
What
chat.
you're doing, I love that name, by the way. What you're doing is you're basically saying, if you come to me and my resources and my network, I'm going to be able to put you in the right products based on the input that you're giving me. And yes, there was a luxury of doing that when you could walk into a retail store and get to know the guy. But there's two major factors of that. One, we don't have as many retail stores as we used to. And two, the geography of the country, I was always privileged to be able to drive 15 minutes in any direction and I can get to a pro audio store, whether it was a Sam Ash, a Guitar Center, East Coast Music Mall, Love Music, IDJ, whatever. I could just drive and they were there. But if you're in Ohio, you might have to drive 4 hours to get to Parts Express. So now it's like you can't build those relationships in the brick and mortar. It has to get done like this. And it took away the personal aspect when it was shopping online. If I knew what I wanted, I need a 25-foot XLR, click, buy it now, boom. But now I'm like, I need a column array speaker and I haven't had a chance to hear any and I need some help. I can ask other DJs or I can ask the guy that's selling, every single one of them and gets all this feedback and these reviews and is doing demos. So now you have access to that person. It's like a stockbroker is going to give you advice on your stock purchasing. Your accountant is going to help you with your taxes. A real estate agent's going to find you the real listings. They even have those guys that you could call up, you pay them like $500 and they'll go negotiate a price for you at a car dealership. So why can't our industry have concierge service provided by somebody that has only worked in pro audio? So kudos to you for doing that.
You know what, Jason? It's kind of funny. I didn't work in DJ equipment and pro audio sales for about 4.5 years. I was in the mortgage world. I worked for Verizon for those periods. But other than that, it's all I've done since I'm 15 years old.
Same
Either
here.
DJ or sell DJ gear. And I'm 29 now. So, you know, it's 14 years.
29.
Publicly, I'm 29. But like, you know, I kind of joke about it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, you don't have to listen to me. Take my advice for what it's worth. I'm wrong all the time. But I tell people, like, do I need to carry 10 speaker brands? No, because I'm going to tell you that 4 out of the 10 are the ones that people really enjoy and make people happy and are not defective and are great values. And I know that, you know, I know what
And
it
if
is.
you pick the right brands, they'll cover the
I've
spectrum of
seen the
everything you
brands
need.
that fail. I've seen the brands that come back. I know the stuff that sits on the defective shelf and the RTV shelves. And you know, this is the kind of stuff that I've learned over the years and why I'm able to guide people a certain direction or why I have an affinity towards things. And yeah, I have my own opinions on stuff and I'm confident in those opinions, but they're opinions. That doesn't mean I'm right or it's a fact. What
Right.
I think is right may be different than what you think is right. But either way, I'm gonna try to guide you and be transparent. And I'm not, there's no agenda for me. I send people to other companies if I don't have something and the guy or a girl is looking for something specific. I've literally went on third party place and like looked and be like, yo, they have it in stock here right now. Just go. I don't have it. I can't help you, but don't forget me. Here's my number. I'll shoot you an email if I can ever help you out again. But oh my God, thank you so much. Like I couldn't do that before when I worked in corporate.
Right.
You kidding me? I would
So
have gotten
I'll tell you a
fired.
quick side story.
But it's like, why not? Why not help why not help somebody? Because they're gonna probably come back. They'll remember it,
Right. So I have a buddy that's not in this industry. He's in finance now, and but in the past he was a guy that was popular with everybody in the nightclub industry. He was a bouncer. So like he
I'm
knew
not
everyone. He was
44.
like,
God damn it.
so so before there was like Angie's List, he created a website. I don't think he still has it because he's gone on to other things. It was called I Got a Guy. And it was basically the premise was whatever you need, you could come through me and I will point you in that right direction. And whether that website worked out or not, I always loved the I Got a Guy premise. So, and I use that in my daily thing all the time. Someone might call and they'll be like, "Hey, do you?" And I go, "No, but I got a guy." And then I could send them to you, or I can send them to whoever. It's like, so you want to be the guy, you want to be the switchboard operator, and
No,
there's something really rewarding to all of that.
it's I genuinely love what I do. I genuinely enjoy what I do. Your mic sounds
Does it?
perfect, Jay.
All right.
I'm a DJ. I've been a DJ since I'm 15. I love music, like so it's very organic for me. And people are always like, "Oh, it was so nice to," like Sean just said. I agree. I talked with Justin for an hour before he bought his column to raise, and people are always like, "Thank you so much for spending the time." And I'm like, thank you. Honestly, like I enjoyed this conversation, and at the end of it, we made a sale, and everyone's happy. And I know when I hang up the phone that was the right decision for the customer because we talked about it, and um, I
So
make
with
I make good recommendations. I don't want bad reviews,
right,
So
it's the
listen,
connection,
you don't
and
put yourself out in a pub. I was just
yeah,
gonna say you don't put yourself out in the public like I do, looking to fuck people over. You know what I mean? It's not
100%,
doesn't really go
100%.
together. So
Right, and what you're doing, a lot of manufacturers need to have some connection to that. And I was always an advocate for getting manufacturers to go to trade shows, whatever trade show it was. We're not going to talk about anyone specific. And it took them a long time for the ones that wouldn't go to the shows to understand what the return on investment was. And I'm like, it's not that you're going to sell the amount of product that it cost you to buy that booth. What you're going to do is you're going to be standing in front of the people that make your business, and they're going to tell you the stuff that you're doing great, the stuff that you could do better. They're going to be happy to meet you and to see that you're on their level, because there's a lot of pro audio companies in our industry that might not be geared towards event DJs or club DJs, but the product rolls over, and those people typically stay out of certain trade shows, and then when they show up, they're like, we never realized we had this reach to this other client and this other channel and all these other things. So what you're doing is you're basically you're doing that every single day. It's you're like a trade show every single day, whether it's the show, it's the video reviews that you're doing, it's being on the phone with people. It's, you know, it's that's the approach that needs to happen. Everybody got used to buying something online where it was like, I don't know where this is coming from, I don't know how to return it, I don't know anything. And that might work if you're buying a vacuum, but when you're buying something like a $1,200 or $2,000 DJ controller, or a line array system or something like that, you need more support than I bought it from some random guy on Amazon.
Yeah, well, you don't buy anything from a random guy, you just buy it from Amazon. And don't get me started.
I know you hate when I say the word Amazon, but it's a
Well, I don't.
evil.
It's lazy selling. It's lazy. It's lazy. It just is. Sorry. Yeah, you can make more. You could sell more stuff. But guess what?
Listen, I say this to all the time. I love getting into the argument of it needs to be made in America. And I'm like, well, you don't understand the logistics behind how that actually happens, because even if it's made in America, there's probably parts from all over the world and it's too complicated. If you want to start by not buying on Amazon and buy it from somebody in the United States. Who cares if it was made overseas? If you're buying it from someone that's here, you're supporting the people that work in the store, the shipping companies, the packing people, the guy that's making the bill. Like, buy it from a store here. That's the first step.
Michael. Yeah, I knew the name. Michael Sullivan. What's up? Yes. J8 mix. J8. I was doing that organically, and when I did my review on the RCF J mix and J8, I always said buy one of each, right? Because now you have the same speaker from the front, but you have another speaker now that has a whole set of tools in the back that you can use for so many different things. And it's great that people have picked that up. And I do the same thing with the Evolve 50 and the Evolve 50M. It just makes a lot of sense. So, Mike, thanks for tuning in, man. And yeah, it's very corporate, and I wish them all the best over there. There's enough for everybody, and I'm someone who I work with my competition. I don't, it all depends on how you define competition, but I'm playing a different game, and we're all doing different things, and it's all good, man. But thank you, Mike, for tuning in. So let's circle back now to Mackie, and we were talking about some of the products. So as we well know, I'm doing a ton of videos, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been using the Sarmonic. I'll drop the brand. Sarmonic dual lapel wireless system, which is fine when I'm here in the studio and I'm using single. What's up? Shout out to Danny D-Rock. We tried to do some videos. Like, I tried to do like almost a live interview with him, like on the Rain 78 track, and the dual mic system just did not work properly. It was glitchy. Okay. It was just a pain in the butt. So it's funny that I was looking for a new lav system anyway, and lo and behold, what does Mackie come out with but the new Element series? And we're going to have you kind of explain that a little bit. But I'm going to be doing a review on this for everyone, but I got the Mackie Element Wireless Lav system, which is going to be perfect for wearing and then connecting this to my camera, right? While I record, so I can wirelessly send the signal to my camera. So for any content creators here, it's $199 map. It comes with the case. Again, I'm going to go much deeper into it. I'm going to do a little test between the two that I have. But this is one of the products here that are very cool. And
you just explained everything.
Mackie.
There's no technical dive I have to go into. I mean, you explained what's essentially it's going to do.
That one's easy. I think this one is a little trickier because when people saw the XLR version of this, I think they kind of mistook it for like the X5 piece.
I did too at first. So keep in mind, I've only been back with the company for 3 months now. So I had to get versed on new stuff that was coming out. And I was a big pusher of the X5 stuff. I have a good friend that works there. Before my stuff got stolen, I had a set of it. And the concept looks the same, but it's not intended for the same use.
It's basically the same use as the Lab, but in a handheld version.
Right. So look at it even let's take it from a studio perspective right now. So if you wanted to do a podcast or a stream like we're doing right now, and you don't have a USB mic or like a mic like you have, but you have a Shure SM58, let's say, right? You've had it forever. It's lasted your whole career. Now, what you could do is you could just basically, you could make that a wireless mic for your podcast studio by plugging in the XLR. And then the other end of it is going to plug into your mixing board or directly into the headphone input on the, or the microphone input on the computer through the transmitter. And it just eliminates all of the wires and cables to do it. You're not essentially using that in a live performance. It's going to be in like a reporter interview scenario or content creation inside of a studio.
Right.
So what I actually love watching reels on Facebook. I'm that guy that gets sucked into them, and I'm like scroll. And the one thing I hate is
You
this.
get reeled in.
Yeah, get reeled in is when they're doing like the street interview and the guy is like holding his phone. It's like, no, now you could do that with other products and have the audio, go wherever it is you need, and it's not somebody just holding up the microphone on their phone.
And it doesn't always correlate directly to the DJ and event professional market until you start to explain like the situation, right? So like for me, and I've seen a lot of DJs are now buying cameras, right? They're buying DSLRs and they're buying content capture. And I'm still talking into this like it's live.
I'm actually like, oh my God, it sounds great.
That's like muscle memory. Like I have a microphone in front of me. I should be like, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? But
I'll give you some real life scenarios where that would be used perfectly. So let's just say, I mean, again, you see all these like school board meetings on the news and everything, and they have to pass a microphone. So that environment,
you always hear like the
right. So it's an environment where it's not going to have like a big PA system. So that could just be like the little, the one end going into a powered speaker somewhere, and then the SM58 on the podium with that piece. Or I do a lot of dinner meetings for pharmaceutical launches for a product, and I'm in a room with like 20 people, and they're broadcasting into Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and they want to hold a microphone in their hands so that they know where to project the sound. But in that environment, I'm not going to bring a mixing board, a wireless system with a receiver and a transmitter. I'm going to bring something like that, and it's just going to be tapped into, the laptop or whatever it is that they're doing. And it's super simple, and they could hold the mic in their hand. Or if they don't want to have that, they could have it on a lapel. So it just eliminates a lot of extra wires and steps in the process of just wirelessly passing a signal from one end to the other, where we didn't have those options in the past. It was either hardwired with an XLR or bring in a whole wireless system. And sometimes that was a pain in the neck.
And you see, I mean, I know you're live streaming events from the wedding. You're seeing a lot of these different types of services becoming more prevalent within DJ companies and them attacking different categories and saying, okay, it's in the Northeast. There's no weddings in January, not a lot of them, but why can't I go and do something else with my time, right? And
right.
And you need tools to do that. So again, like I said, I didn't do a YouTube video until my first YouTube video, which was the HD10 one, and I made a joke about that YouTube look. Like, all right, guys, girls, it's time for a new look. Let's move on from the like. I'm like, are they all that shocked? Really? Come on, are you that shocked? But of course, I think you know him, Lavish Life DJ, C.E. Peck. I think he's in Connecticut. But I knew someone was going to do it. The first video I ever did on YouTube, I did it. And I'm like, it's not me. It's not me. That was the obligatory one. And that's it. But anyway, I now have learned a lot about it. But if I would have had this stuff then, it would have made my life a lot easier. That's for sure.
Show the little boxes again. Show them the connections and all the stuff. And
wait, on what?
Well, I think the XLR portion of it is self-explanatory, but show them the other end. So like the ins and outs on that. So no, not that, the other piece. The receiver. There you go. So one of those is a headphone out so you can monitor the signal, and then the other is signal to whatever you want to connect to.
And there's only a few buttons, really simple to use. Looks like it pairs up really easily.
All right, so
I
USB
haven't had a
rechargeable.
chance to really. I'm like buried in product reviews here, but trying to bang them out as fast as I can. But this is on deck. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. Mackie's got a pretty dope mic here for. I think we said it was like under $60, right?
Yeah, something
This
like
microphone. This is the EM89D cardioid. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. So we're going to test that out.
All those tools that are in your bag,
Yeah, I mean, and again, I didn't realize it was going to come with a nice little case. Like it's a good product for $199. Definitely better than the Sermonic thing that I bought. So I definitely think I'm going to need that mixer though for sure. So we'll talk about that.
And
offline.
that piece is supposed to go hand in hand with that mixer as well, because you know the 1/8 inch out of the receiver into the 1/8 inch input of the line level in on that mixer, and you're good to go. And everything's battery powered at that point.
What's up, Danny D-Rock? Are you? Go top shelf. Absolutely. Always go top shelf 8. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. That's a new
since we are hanging out, I do want to talk about something.
Good.
That's not related to a product or an event.
Well, before we do that, hold on, because I got one more comment. Switch is a big fan of Mackie, by the way, because he's in Canada. I mean, Oregon, but he's right over in that area where they are.
So I literally bought my Thump because nice. You got to check out the Thump Go, the little 8 inch with the battery in it. Mine's in transit to me right now, and I cannot wait.
You worked for Mackie, and I've had one for 2 months.
Yeah, because I was the guy that put myself last and said,
"You're waiting for one for free." I bought mine. I paid for mine.
I gotta pay for mine too.
And I bought it, and I review it, and then I try to sell them. That's my game, man. That's what I do.
Well, when you're ready to sell that one, I have a buddy that wants to buy one right away, so you could sell that one.
All right. Well, I'm keeping mine.
Did you get the carry bag with it?
I had the EM1 Compact, which I loved. But it was more expensive than this. This was perfect for what I use it for, and I was able to sell the EM1 Compact to a great customer. I only used it once for the demo, and everyone's happy.
Good.
I always buy another one, but I tell you, I like the Thump Go. So far, it's been great. I'm doing a little I'm doing movie night for my daughter and the elementary school tomorrow. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring a couple of Ape Labs lights with me. I'm gonna kill it. Kill movie.
What I want you to do too is because that's a good opportunity. If you're going to, most likely you're going to be playing the movie from a laptop, not a DVD player, right?
They've got, dude. I live in the Gold Coast, so no, they got like a whole AV company coming in, like legit. I had to bring it in Charlie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, so you're not going to bring the Mackie?
I am, but that's just to play. I'm gonna play like some movie music like before. Like
because what I want to see is
I always want to DJ and set the vibe,
Right. I want to see what the latency is on the Bluetooth for video playback. I'm hearing it's like spot on, but I haven't seen it yet for myself because there's latency.
No, yeah, that's not what I'm using it for. But so far Bluetooth has been great, and I told you after I reviewed it, I dropped it on the way out.
What's Mackie's slogan?
A bad dropped it. Danny's watching right now. He heard it, and it was a bad drop. I thought I killed it, and it was fine. So
if you go back in the archives,
it can handle a drop
YouTube somewhere. Mackie built like a tank has been like their motto forever. They used to do videos where they would throw gear like off of the roof of the building and run it over with trucks and stuff. You dropped it. So what?
What's up, Derek? Derek for real. Is that your last name? The California Connection.
Nice.
All right, Jason, I'm going to give you the floor now. You had something.
No, it's not the floor. I want to talk
because
you have
something you want to bring up. Let's talk. We're here to hang out.
I want to talk about the Super Bowl because everyone thinks I never talk sports, but I'm excited for the halftime show.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's
the funny meme.
It's like, did you hear this? There's going to be football at the Mary J, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre concert.
Right. Go back to the both of us. I don't want to look at myself. The reason why I love watching the Super Bowl is because I definitely feel that it's the Super Bowl of audio too. I mean, it's like one of the greatest audio things ever to be able to do that in that amount of time. And I'm always rooting for the stage crew and the roadies and the riggers and the union guys. So
it's an AV marvel. It really
it's
is.
an AV marvel. That's a great way to say it.
And then, do you remember the year when the freaking power went out?
Oh my God,
that was crazy.
Oh,
but no, this is it's interesting. It's interesting after the last few years of people that would not do the Super Bowl halftime show that they're going this direction this year. I'm very happy to see it.
Oh my God, I think they hit it on the head with the demographic. If you really think about it's like where I'm as much as I loved watching like Prince and like Justin Timberlake and like Kiss. I'm like, no, it's about time. Like the 40 to 45-year-old guy that's watching the Super Bowl now grew up on these artists, just like 20 years ago they were growing up on Kiss and the Rolling Stones. So it's like I think they nailed it. I liked last year. I am a fan of The Weeknd, so I love his music. I thought what he did was like super cool with the visuals and everything, but they are hitting it home with nostalgia on this one. And it's like we're the core demographic to watch like a male, whether you're white or black or Hispanic, from like 35 to 45 is like the core demographic, and they're killing it with these artists right now.
Yeah. A lot of these Gen Z kids are going to see who their parents really are when the beat drops.
All the memes are great too. Like I love all that stuff.
They're funny. I love it.
Listen, Mary J. Blige is in like my top 5 like people I would get starstruck if I ever met.
I bet you. All right, you ready? They do bets on this, but I bet she starts out a cappella with Real Love.
Oh my God, I would.
I'm searching for some real love. That part, that's my guess. That's how it's gonna start.
Well, since Dre's gonna be there, she's definitely gonna have what was the name of the song? Don't Need No Hateration. What was it? Because that was produced by Dre, so that's definitely gonna be on that. It was like her big hit in like 2002.
Dance for Me. I know the song.
Somebody in the comments, 2 DJs can't remember. It's probably like right here on my records, and I don't even remember the name.
Right. You know the song. Somebody drop the name of the song. Somebody knows it. Come on.
But now I'm curious to see what direction Eminem goes, because like I like old school Eminem where he was like on mushrooms and he's talking about like stupid stuff, and I never really liked angry Eminem. So like it could go 2 ways. Like, is he going to be angry Eminem, or is he going to be like Dr. Dre, Family Affair? There you go. Thanks. Yeah. So, and then I also got to see, like, I think adding Kendrick Lamar was a good choice, but like, dude, you're on a stage with legends, man. You got to do some legend shit. Like legends.
Yeah.
I think they should have dropped Kendrick and put on the Locks.
It's funny. I'm gonna definitely sound like an idiot now, but that's okay. I'm not really into rap, like from the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
I don't think many people are.
But I picture, and I'm like, who's that other guy? There was one guy.
I had to Google it. I had to Google it. I had to Google. I was like, who's the other guy in the Super Bowl? And I'm like, oh, Kendrick Lamar. Like I had no idea what he looked like. Uh-oh. Is Justin frozen? Oh no. So, wow. Oh, are you back? Like, what's happening? Like, you think Joe Rogan ever has this problem?
No, probably not. He's got his own problems right now, right?
He got no problems. Zero. Joe Rogan is laughing to the bank every day. Zero problems.
Is he?
Oh my God, if they do anything to him, he's just gonna take all the material and go back to the Laugh Factory and all the stand-up comedy plays and make another $100 million. The guy's got it made right now. The only thing he needs to not do is get like arrested for some, like some harassment or something like that. Like keep it clean, Joe, and you're gonna be fine. What did it say?
He says, for fuck's sake, you guys call yourself DJs. Yeah, I know. Family Affair is a pretty obvious one. So it was only on the radio for like a year straight when it was big. But
Yeah, but it didn't. The name had no relevance to like the song, so
no,
that
it
was
didn't.
like one of those.
Yeah. I just want to. I gotta wrap this up. Justin's got a little date tonight. You know,
Oh,
we
we're
do these
past
shows
your cutoff point.
when I'm in single dad mode. So I got a little rendezvous after this, and so I got to get going. But we will be at the Mobile Entertainment Expo. We were talking about trade shows
Again with the
before.
Wii. I'm not privy to get to go to Vegas.
We are the DJ's Guru, right? That's the company.
Fair enough.
The
Fair
team.
enough, fair enough.
There's many people on the team that we will be there. Jason will not, unfortunately, but he will be there in spirit.
Pretty flat, Jason.
I believe. Oh, wait. Last thing I wanted to say.
Oh boy.
We were talking before, and Jason knocked me off my chair. He goes, I don't know if you know this, but
oh Jesus Christ. Well, listen, most of the people that know me that are
16
listening
and
to this know all this
24,
stuff anyway.
I was heavily involved in dance. Heavily involved, he said, in dance. And I was supposed to get a picture of him in a leotard, but
I don't
have
a picture of me in a leotard. And actually, I danced a duet with the dance instructor to a Mary J. Blige song.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. When I was 17. What are you going to do? You can't be an entertainer. Like, I'm a triple threat. Like,
Family Affair?
DJ, MC, dance, triple threat, man.
Can you do a little move for us real quick?
No, not in 100 million years would I do a move for you. I'm 42 years old, and I haven't danced legitimately since Exit closed in 2004. You gotta be like me, man.
I made a nice. I had a good thought the other day, and I said, "Growing old is a choice."
Oh no, I say you could be young once, but
getting old.
forever.
Growing old is not a choice. Getting old is a choice.
Right.
Okay. I choose not to get old. I choose to. I stayed 29. That's it. And honestly, mentally, I feel 25.
Oh, mentally, I'm like 85 right now.
I'm excited because there's a whole new world in front of me. We got new ventures and new things to do. And Justin's got his mojo back. Justin's got his fire back, his hustle back. I'm excited about this year. I'm excited for you, Jason. Glad that you are back with a company that I actually am interested in getting stuff from, that I have a relationship with. Why is Jay's nose so big? It's a
what up, Lou? At least Lou's on the call today. I was bugging him all day.
What's up,
today.
Lou?
I do have a beautiful nose. No, you're not freezing up.
Definitely a lot of young people say that all the time.
Justin, so Lou, the one that called the nose joke, he's the one that's going to buy your Thump 8 when you're done with it. Your Thump Go.
All right. I'm not probably going to sell mine, so. But I have them we have them new coming in. They should be in any day. So we sold out, and
we need a Just J discount code. Just save.
Okay, that's easy.
That's where you charge them 10% over map.
Yeah,
and I get 5.
Double, and I charge for shipping. Charge for shipping then.
All right, go do your thing.
Let's go. Let's call it a night. Switch.
You ain't calling it a night. You got something else to do. Put Switch on. We'll just go the rest of the night, me and him.
He's sick. I didn't even ask him tonight. That's why he's been sick. So, Derek, Jay, Mike, other Mike. No Jason Palermo tonight. He must be working or something. It's Jay Dubia. Everyone watching tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. You know, we just wanted to jump on. Even if I don't have like a crazy topic, I'm coming on. I'm going to say hello to everybody. We're going to talk about stuff real quick. Also, before we go, we got a couple of products that were out of stock for a very long time, back in stock. Chauvet Nimbus, back in stock.
Still a hit, man. Dancing on the Clouds, still a hit.
What'd you say?
Dancing on the Clouds, still a hit.
Still a hit. I mean, that machine, I can't believe it. At one point it was $9.99, but that machine makes you so much money. It is just a profit generator. So if you don't have a dry ice machine, you should be looking into it.
How is availability of dry ice? I heard it was hard to get for a little while.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no idea. That I don't know. I mean, I gotta believe that's a regional thing, but what, the chemicals to make it? Tough to get?
I have no idea. I'm still
They don't
baffled
make
by
that
what
here?
dry ice is.
You know what we haven't had a supply chain shortage of and prices have not gone up on?
Booze?
Eggs.
Eggs?
Eggs, yeah. Eggs.
I don't
Check
know. If
eggs
I
next
walked
time.
into a store and they were like, eggs are $12 a carton, I would have no idea. I don't remember the last time I even
I ate a
bought
lot
eggs.
of eggs. What can I tell you? Anyway, we'll be at the Mobile Entertainment Expo. I am supposed to have on Rob and Greg from the Mech Show, the founder and one of the regional sales managers on Tuesday. Should be. So we might should see you back Tuesday with those guys talking a little bit about the Mech Show and kind of giving you an update and what to expect if you're attending. And if you have never attended, we'll talk and maybe wet your whistle for potential involvement at a future date. Jason, thank you so much for joining me tonight, taking off your busy schedule as always, talking Mackie with us. Congrats in your new venture there. DJ's Guru family, make sure you're following us on social media. We just put up the ART 910 video. I did a really, really deep dive review on the Ape Labs coin at a Knights of Columbus. You know, I'm setting up my whole things. I'm setting stuff up like we're doing a party now. And then I'm just
That's
taking
how
videos.
it should be.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone gig logs and does the gig at the same time. That
For all those people that gig log, God bless you. Like
I
whenever I've done, I could never do it.
I've done these events and I'm like, I bring my camera and I'm like, I'm gonna get some good videos. It never happens. I can't.
I want to do like the fast motion where like you're setting everything up like really quick, and then it's like I forgot to do it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I'm so like tunnel vision and getting it set up and making like I don't feel good until everything is set up and I have sound. Once I have that, I feel better, you know. But
I barely get my sales reports in on time, let alone gig log on the weekends.
Yeah, and no offense to anybody that does. I think it's a really cool
fantastic.
Thing to do.
Keep doing it.
I think some of these people like they literally will get to the gig like 3 or 4 hours early just to do it, you know. So it's all part of what they do. But I can't. Yeah, I'm too. The day of the event, I'm like manic. I really am. Like, don't talk to me until everything is set up.
I know the feeling.
Anyway, Jason,
right.
Thank you. Make sure you're checking us out at the DJ's Guru, DJEventGear.com. I see you got a bag back there. How do you like it?
I do. I love it. The computer that I'm streaming everything from dedicated goes into that.
I love it. Switch is getting his tomorrow. We're selling them on DJEventGear.com. I got them in a beautiful gray. Got them in black.
I like the gray.
A limited edition coming. A limited edition black coming. 50 of them on the way. Going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching, Jason. Thank you for
Go do your thing.
With us tonight.
Have fun tonight. I want full report tomorrow morning. What goes on?
I will. And I'll talk to you soon, brother. But I'm going to play us off here. Come on. I'm going to play us off with my new favorite playoff song, Machete. Oh, here we go. I gotta get rid of this card here. All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Jason, thank you as always. Feel better. Switch. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, wrong card.